Hi everyone, we are making a dessert today. Not just any dessert, from scratch, a peach cake. I think you're going to like this. The only thing that's not from scratch is the can of peaches we're going to use. But sit back and let's get everything out right now. Now, like I said, the first thing we need is a can of peaches, one of the big cans. If you don't want to use a can of peaches, just use 4 real peaches, 3 eggs, about a cup of flour, some sugar, some icing sugar. Instead of regular salt, we're going to use sea salt, if you got it, baking powder, vanilla extract, and cinnamon. And I think that covers everything. Let's get all this out of the way and dive in. Let's deal with our peaches first. We got a bowl out, cracked open the can, and we're going to pour all that juice and the peaches in. We'll save the juice for something else, I think. Get that can out of the way. Now we're going to take each peach. It's a little big, so we're going to chop it up into squares. So that's about 3 chops each. Hunk of peach. Not hard to do. And there we go, into a container ready for us to use down the road. Now the only complicated piece of equipment we need is this springform pan. It's got a bottom, and of course it's got that springy latch. So now we're going to figure out our parchment paper, which we want to put on all sides. It'll just make it easier to get the peach batter out once it's cooked. So I think we're going to be okay like that. Let's put it aside for a sec. And we're going to make our batter. First up, 1 cup of flour, followed by our sugar. I can't believe I'm actually measuring it, but that is 1/4 cup of sugar, more or less. Baking powder's next, 2½ teaspoons, 1/4 teaspoon of cinnamon. I put in closer to a full teaspoon. I don't think it's going to matter. Mix all that together. We're going to put our wet ingredients together. Now, of course, the recipe said to do them separately and then pour them in. It's going to do the same thing. So in go our 3 eggs. 1, 2, 3. Oil's next. That is a 1/2 cup. And then last but not least is our vanilla. A good teaspoon-ish full. Depends on how much you like vanilla, really. And we're just going to whisk all that around. Mix, 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 till it all combines. There's our nice batter. Oh, but wait, we got to put the peaches in because this is a peach cake after all. I did save a few peaches for the top. The rest we're going to combine. And then, of course, I realized the whisk doesn't work so good because all those peach pieces are stuck in the middle. Yeah, it's okay. We get it out. It's nicely mixed. Over comes our springform pan. By the way, I've already turned up the oven to 375, so it'll be ready when we're ready. So the parchment paper's in. Now all you do is just pour that batter into the pan. How difficult is this? This is pretty easy so far. I want to make sure I get everything in, but you may have to pull up the paper just so that it flows into the corner. See, like that? Just in case. You want to make sure it's all mushed around. There. I think we've got it. So here comes the rest of our peaches that I left over. Those go on top. That way you know it's a peach cake. Alright, into the oven we go, 375. This is going to bake for 65 to 70 minutes. Kind of watch it at the hour mark. Just kind of keep an eye on it, and of course when the toothpick comes out clean, you know you're good. Over to the stove, we got a small pan. We're going to make a topping for this cake when it comes out of the oven. Almost like a poke cake kind of thing. So we got a couple tablespoons of butter, 2 tablespoons of sugar, and a 1/2 cup of milk. And we're just going to let that warm up and make our crumble. Now, I'm not very good at this. I've never made it before. That's flour, 1/2 cup of flour, third of a cup of icing sugar, quarter-ish teaspoon of cinnamon, pinch of salt, and let's get all our dry ingredients mixed up. Now we're going to put our wet ingredient in, so that's half a teaspoon of vanilla, 3 tablespoons of melted butter, and we'll mix all that together and combine. And now that I've made it, I probably should put a little extra butter in there. Maybe 4 tablespoons would have worked a little better. It was alright, I tried it. It was okay. For a first timer, yeah, I'll go with that. Now here's our cake out of the oven. Look at that, nice and brown. It smells very good. So we've let it cool for a couple minutes, not long, and now we're just going to take a little skewer and poke it around. And then we take our milk mixture that we just finished a few minutes ago, and that pours into our cake. And you can see it's kind of soupy right now, but it is going to absorb into this cake. Don't you worry about it. The whole thing is, see, look at, yeah, we're going to let it sit for a bit while it soaks in. About 10 or 15 minutes. And the interior is going to be kind of, well, it's supposed to be custardy-like, but it will be mushy, which is what it's supposed to be. Technical difficulties. Remove the springform pan and the paper. Place it in our container or on a plate. But there it is with the crumble on top. That is our attempt. Pretty successful, I think. A peach cake. Hey, another great recipe. I hope you'll give it a try. Leave me a comment below, one way or the other. Listen, if you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button and hit the bell, because that'll tell you the next time I upload a video. Feel free to share this in any of my other videos. And thanks for stopping by and watching. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.